Hello, my name is Joseph Gerbel. I've created this obesity education presentation as part of my community health nursing at Indiana State University. Population at risk are overweight, obese, extreme obese, and people with risk factors for obesity. After watching this presentation, viewers will be able to differentiate between body weight classifications, identify obesity, evaluate causes of obesity, recognize management and treatment for obesity. We'll start off with a pretest, move into what is obesity, etiology and pathophysiology, health risks associated with obesity, management, drug therapy, surgical therapy, a post-test, and a list of helpful links and references used to make this presentation. Before we go any further, please pause this presentation and click on the link below the video. I have developed a short pretest to assess your knowledge about obesity. What is obesity? Obesity is more than normal amount of body fat and/or adipose, which is fat tissue. Obese people are at a higher risk for other health disorders. A number of assessments are available to classify obesity, such as body mass index, waist circumference, waist to hip ratio, and body shape. I've included a handout with a link below for further information. BMI and waist to hip ratio are the most commonly used assessments due to their easy, cost-effective, and practical use. Obesity in America is seen as a public health crisis, though rates are beginning to slow. Currently, approximately 34% of adults in the USA are obese. Classifications of obesity with a BMI of underweight is under 18.5, normal 18.5 to 24.9, overweight 25 to 29.9, obese 30 to 39.9, and extreme obesity, which is above 40. Please see the handout for help with this BMI calculation. Etiology and pathophysiology. Obesity is a more than normal storage of fat cells. Obesity is still being studied due to its complexity. These are primarily stored in the intra-abdominal or visceral and subcutaneous tissues. The number of fat cells increases the most from infancy to adolescence. Primary obesity is caused by a higher level of caloric intake compared to metabolic use. This is the most often cause of obesity. Secondary obesity is caused by congenital and chromosome abnormalities, as well as metabolic CNS disorders and drugs. Physiologic relation to obesity is the regulatory process is involved with eating habits, metabolism of energy, and fats. The hypothalamus, which is involved with regulating appetite via hormones, can greatly affect weight. Hormones involved with obesity include leptin, insulin, peptide YY, cholecystokinin, glucagon-like peptide 1, neuropeptide, and ghrelin. Environmental factors play a large role in obesity, mostly being the food and drinks that are consumed. In today's world, many have access to large portions of pre-packaged fast food and sugar-filled drinks. Portion size have greatly increased, which correlates with increased caloric intake and weight. Decreased physical activity is part of environmental factors that has led to an increase in weight. Poor often have less access to healthier food due to the increased costs of those foods. Psychosocial factors that are involved with obesity, such as learned habits to eat when you are bored or eat when you're upset, which can lead to obesity. Obesity affects the cardiovascular system, causes an increased risk for heart disease, especially with android, which is an apple-shaped body with weight around the torso, obesity, increasing cholesterol, blood pressure, inflammation, and sleep apnea. Diabetes mellitus. Weight is one of the largest factors in developing diabetes mellitus type 2, causing insulin resistance, which combined with poor eating habits and a lack of exercise leads to an increased glucose in the blood. Obesity can cause or worsen gastroesophageal reflux disease, which is GERD. Obesity also causes an increase in gallstones and non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, or NASH, causing cirrhosis of the liver. Obesity can also have a negative effect on respiratory, reproductive, and musculoskeletal systems. Obesity has shown to increase chances of many types of cancers. Management of obesity. Nutritional therapy, by choosing healthy meals and taking in less calories than what is expended, will assist in weight loss. These plans should be monitored for safety and meet the daily requirements of vitamins, proteins, and carbohydrates. It is important not to start with a very restrictive diet due to the risk of body harm as well as the high rate of failure to comply. Exercise is an important part of weight loss, preferably daily, at least 30 minutes. Not only does it help lose weight, but also improves cardiovascular health. Behavior modification to understand the importance of eating healthy, eating less, and treating obesity as a disease. Support groups are also effective to stay on track and learn from others that are going through similar problems. Drugs should be a last resort to weight loss and never used alone. Other methods listed before should be exhausted, though continued once drug therapy has begun. Appetite-suppressing drugs will help decrease appetite, though can have a high risk of abuse. Two categories including amphetamines and non-amphetamines. Amphetamines are never recommended and are not FDA approved. Drug therapy should only be used short-term, usually no longer than 3 months. Bariatric surgery also is a last line of treatment for obesity and has strict criteria that must be met before it's done. There's adjustable gastric banding, which is the most common and limits the stomach size. A sleeve gastrectomy, approximately 75% of the stomach is removed, though the function remains. Gastric plication is minimally invasive and reduces the size of the stomach up to 70%. Intragastric balloons use a balloon inside the stomach that takes up space and helps people feel more full. Please take this time to click the same link below and retake the quiz to see what you've learned.